Welcome to fourth session, Finite Element Methods, Module 1, Introduction to Finite Element Methods. I am Dr. Jayaraja R, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Engineering Department, Government Engineering College, Haveri. In the third session, we discussed what is boundary conditions, types of boundary conditions like homogeneous boundary conditions, non-homogeneous boundary conditions, then potential energy method, strain energy, and work potential. In this fourth session, we are going to discuss principle of minimum potential energy and Rayleigh-Ridge method. Principle of minimum potential energy states that for conservative systems of all kinematically admissible displacement fields, those corresponding to equilibrium extremize the total potential energy. If the extremum condition is a minimum, the equilibrium state is stable. So here, kinematically admissible displacement fields are those which satisfies compatibility and boundary conditions. And we know that potential energy function pi is equal to strain energy plus work potential. For example, consider two bodies, say body A and body B. These two bodies have same weight, and these two bodies has to satisfy the compatibility and boundary conditions. Body A, it is falling from height h1, body B, it is falling from height h2. h1 is greater than h2. So out of these two bodies, the body which has minimum potential energy is the body B, because it attains the equilibrium state earlier than the body A when allowed to fall freely. So this means that any body is in stable state will have minimum potential energy. So in order to make potential energy minimum, so we need to differentiate this equation and equate it into 0. So if we minimize the potential energy, the body will be stable in state. So we'll consider one problem. So determine the displacements of nodes of the spring system shown in figure. So here in this problem, there are three springs. This is spring 1, this is spring 2, this is spring 3. So K1, K2, K3 are the stiffness of the springs 1, 2, 3. So deflection of spring 1, it is delta 1. Similarly, deflection of spring 2 and spring 3 are delta 2 and delta 3. There are two nodes, node 1 and node 2. At node 1, force is acting 60 Newton. At node 2, 50 Newton force is acting, and it is constrained here and also here. So we know that total potential energy is equal to strain energy plus work potential, and strain energy we know that half into K into delta square. Since in this problem there are three springs, we need to expand this equation, that is strain energy is equal to half K1 delta 1 square plus half K2 delta 2 square plus half K3 delta 3 square. So here there are three springs and three deflections, but only two nodes, node 1 and node 2. We need to convert delta 1, delta 2, delta 3 in terms of U1 and U2. So how to do that? So for example, so this is spring 1, this is spring 2. So this is the deflection delta 1, this is delta 2. So delta 1 at spring 1 right side node 1 is present. At left side there is no node is present. Similarly for delta 2 also, at right side node 1 is present, at left side there is no node. So here delta 1 we need to go to right side, then we need to come left side. That means delta 1 is equal to right side node 1, that is u1, but left side there is no node, so 0. Similarly delta 2 right side node 1, so u1 minus left side there is no node, it is 0. That means delta 1 and delta 2 it is u1 u1. Here delta 3 spring 3, here delta 3 it is present in between node 2 and node 1. So delta 3 is equal to right side node 2 is present, left side node 1 is present, so delta 3 is equal to U2 minus U1. Delta 3 is equal to U2 minus U1. So since there are two nodes and two forces are acting, so at node 1 60 Newton, at node 2 50 Newton force is acting. So work potential, it should be always negative. So F1 U1 plus F2 U2. So we need to substitute strain energy, work potential in this equation. So pi is equal to half K1 U1 square plus half K2 U1 square plus half K3 U2 minus U1 square minus F1 U1 minus F2 U2. So here half is taken outside. So here A minus B whole square expanded, K1 U1 square plus K2 U1 square plus K3 U2 square plus U1 square minus 2 U1 U2 minus F1 U1 minus F2 U2. Then we need to simplify it. So pi is equal to half U1 square into K1 plus K2 plus K3 plus U2 square into K3 minus 2 U1 U2 K3 minus F1 U1 minus F2 U2. This is the total potential energy. Now we need to minimize this total potential energy. So how to minimize? In order to minimize, we need to differentiate this and equate it into a 0. So since there are two nodes, so node 1 and node 2 are there. So we have U1 and U2. That means we need to differentiate this pi with respect to first U1 and equate it into 0. Next again we need to differentiate this total potential energy with respect to U2 and equate it into 0. That means first dou pi by dou U1. We need to differentiate with respect to U1 and equate it into 0. So here differentiation of this equation with respect to U1. So half, so U1 square, it is differentiation 2 into U1, K1 plus K2 plus K3. Here U1 term is not there, so this term 0 minus, so differentiation of this with respect to U1, it is 2 U2 K3 minus, so differentiation of this, it is F1. Here again U1 is not present, so 0. So modify this equation. So F1 is equal to U1 K1 U1 into K1 plus K2 plus K3 minus U2 into K3. We call this as equation 1. Next again, similarly, we need to differentiate this equation with respect to U2 and equate it into 0. Now if you differentiate with respect to U2 and equate it into 0, you will get F2 is equal to minus U1 K3 plus U2 K3. You can call this as equation 2. Now equation 1 and equation 2, write it in a matrix form. So F1 F2 is equal to K1 plus K2 plus K3 minus K3 minus K3 K3 U1 U2. So we know that F1 is the 60 Newton and F2 it is 50 Newton, and K1 K2 K3 values are given. You need to substitute values here. So F1 F2, here K1 plus K2 plus K3 it is 170, K3 it is 80. Now you need to find U1 and U2. You need to apply the Gauss elimination method and can be calculated. U1 is equal to 1.1 millimeter and U2 is equal to 1.725 millimeter. So second problem, determine the displacements of the nodes of the spring system shown in figure. So here in this problem there are 4 springs, spring 1, spring 2, spring 3 and spring 4, and there are 4 stiffness, K1, K2, K3, K4 are the stiffness for the spring 1, 2, 3, 4. So and there are 3 nodes, node 1, node 2 and node 3. Node 1 force acting it is F1, at node 3 force acting it is F3. Here no force is acting at node 2. So we know that total potential energy pi is equal to strain energy plus work potential. So here we need to write the strain energy for 4 springs, then we need to write the work potential. So here pi is equal to half K1 delta 1 square plus half K2 delta 2 square plus half K3 delta 3 square plus half K4 delta 4 square minus F1 U1 minus F3 U3. So now we need to convert delta 1, delta 2, delta 3 and delta 4 in terms of U1, U2 and U3. So here you can see delta 1, right side node 1 is present and left side node 2 is present. So delta 1 is equal to U1 minus U2. Similarly, delta 2 right side node 2 is present but left side there is no node is present. So delta 2 is equal to U2. So delta 3 right side node 3 is present, left side node 2 is present. Delta 3 is equal to U3 minus U2. Here delta 4 right side there is no node but left side node 3 is present. So delta 4 is equal to 0 minus U3. That means delta 4 is equal to minus U3. Substitute here in this equation. So pi is equal to half k1 into u1 minus u2 whole square plus half k2 u2 square plus half k3 u3 minus u2 whole square plus half k4 u3 square minus f1 u1 minus f3 u3. Now, in order to minimize the potential energy, we need to differentiate this with respect to u, since there are three nodes, node 1, node 2, node 3. So, displacement at node 1 u1, displacement at node 2 and node 3 u2 and u3. You need to differentiate first with respect to u1 and make it 0, equate it into 0. Similarly, you need to differentiate this equation with respect to u2 and equate it into 0. Again, you need to differentiate this equation with respect to u3 and equate it into 0. You will get three equations. So, first one, differentiate with respect to u1 and equate it into 0. Similarly, you need to differentiate this with respect to u2 and equate it into 0. Again, you need to differentiate this with respect to u3 and equate it into 0. Say you call this as equation 1, equation 2 and equation 3. Write these three equations in matrix form. So, F matrix, it is F1, F vector, F1, 0, F3, because at node 2 no force is acting. So F1, 0, F3. Here this is the this is the stiffness matrix. K1 minus K1, 0, minus K1, K1 plus K2 plus K3, minus K3, 0, minus K3, K3 plus K4, U1, U2, U3. Now you can substitute the values K1, K2, K3 and force values and apply the Gauss elimination method, and you can find the U1, U2, U3 values. Now we'll move on to variation method or Rayleigh-Ritz method. This is one type of classical approach. Here we will see what are all the steps involved in Rayleigh-Ritz method. First step, we need to formulate the potential energy function. So potential energy function pi is equal to strain energy plus work potential. First we need to formulate. Next we need to assume a trial function for a given problem. Trial function either it may be polynomial function or it may be trigonometric series, but it should satisfy the boundary conditions. Depending upon the problem, you need to select either polynomial or trigonometric function. Polynomial function, it is like u is equal to a0 plus a1x plus a2x square plus a3x cube plus a4 x raised to 4. Like that, you can consider a raised to n, an into x raised to n. So here trigonometric function example v is equal to a1 sin pi x divided by l plus a2 sin 3 pi x l. Depending upon the problem, you need to choose a suitable trigonometric function or either polynomial function. Next step, substitute the displacement function into a potential energy function. Next, we need to minimize the potential energy function. So after substituting the displacement function in this equation, you need to minimize this equation. How to minimize the potential energy? You need to differentiate this and equate it into 0. So next, determine the unknown displacement. You need to apply the Gauss elimination, find nodal displacements. After finding the displacement, you can find the strain and stresses using strain displacement and stress strain relations. So now we will consider one problem. Determine the expression for displacement of a bar subjected to uniform distributed axial load Q is equal to C into X using Rayleigh-Redis method. So this is the bar, one end it is fully fixed and uniformly distributed load, that is Q is equal to C into X is applied, and length of the bar it is L. First step, we need to formulate the potential energy function, that is pi is equal to strain energy plus work potential. For bar problem, strain energy is equal to AE divided by 2 integration 0 to L dou U by dou X whole square into dx. Then work potential is equal to minus integration 0 to L QU into dx. Q is given Cx, you need to substitute. Here it is minus integration 0 to L Cx into U into dx. So substitute this and this in this equation. So pi is equal to AE divided by 2 integration 0 to L dou U divided by dou X whole square into dx minus integration 0 to L Cx into U into dx. Next step, we need to assume a trial function. Now for this problem, I am going to assume a polynomial function. So polynomial, this is the linear polynomial function. So U is equal to A0 plus A1x. So A0 and A1 are the generalized coordinates and these can be determined by applying the boundary condition. Say for this particular problem, say x is equal to 0 and at x is equal to 0, u should be 0 since it is fixed. So at x is equal to 0, u is equal to 0. So A0 will be 0. So substitute A0 is equal to 0. So u becomes, here if I substitute A0 is equal to 0 here, so u is equal to A1 into x. So if I differentiate this u with respect to x, say dou u by dou x is equal to A1. Next step, substitute the displacement function into the potential energy function. We need to substitute this dou u by dou x, we need to substitute here, and you need to substitute here. U is equal to A1x and dou u by dou x is equal to A1. So if you substitute here, this equation becomes pi is equal to A divided by 2 integration 0 to L A1 square into dx minus integration 0 to L Cx into A1x dx. So if you solve this, so you will get pi is equal to AE divided by 2 A1 square L minus C A1 L cube divided by 3. Next, minimize the potential energy function. To minimize the potential energy function, we need to differentiate and equate it into 0. So differentiate the potential energy function and equate it into 0, you will get A1 is equal to CL square divided by 3 AE. Next step, determine the displacement. So we know that U is equal to A1 into X, substitute this A1. So U is equal to displacement CL square divided by 3 AE into X. Now from displacement we can calculate the strain. So strain is equal to, epsilon is equal to dou U, we need to differentiate this, dou U with respect to dou X, we need to differentiate U with respect to X. So in order to obtain the strain, so strain CL square divided by 3 AE, and we can calculate stress from strain using Hooke's law. Sigma is equal to E into epsilon, so sigma is equal to CL square divided by 3A. Since it is a classical approach, so all solution it is in the form of equations or formula. So we can extend this problem, we can continue this problem 1 using quadratic polynomial function. That means in the problem 1 we assumed polynomial function linear polynomial function, that is only a0 and a1. U is equal to a0 plus a1 x, and we applied the boundary condition and we continued the problem. So instead of linear polynomial function, we can extend this problem. We can substitute, like we can consider polynomial function like quadratic polynomial function. U is equal to a0 plus a1x plus a2x square. Again, you need to apply the boundary condition and you can solve the problem by adopting the same concept. So all students are informed to look other problems and adopt the same procedure. So this is the end of the fourth session. Thank you.